Welcome to another run of Scarlet Hollow. This is Cheesy, and this time our character's name is going to be Camembert, which is another cheese, but we'll call him Cam. You know, just for ease sake. Cam Scarlet from Asheville. They're all from here. They're all cheese, really. There's absolutely nothing they can actually do about that. But yeah, we're gonna, I guess I could just be a he, him, or I could be they, them. I mean, whatever, I'll just swap between the genders. Why the heck not? This time I'm going to be keen eye and book smart. So observant with a knack for picking up small details, empathetic, and book smart, well-read and rational, possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it. A talented researcher. So that should be fun. All right, we're starting chapter 1. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off. And now here you are, awake again, still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world. The past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and a seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seem like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying, I love this dude. Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not even sure he stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland, looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Yeah, this dude. What if I just not say anything? You do your best to keep a blank face, waking up and by extension, accidentally giving this strange man permission to keep talking to you was a mistake. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad, and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day in the alley. All day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year. So it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like for real, and geez, do you ever get so mad you just want to like kill somebody? Let's see. Oh yeah, all the time. Never followed through with it, of course. Oh yeah, totally, never would, of course not. Yeah, but I definitely think about it. Sometimes even plan it out. Just, you know, to let off some steam. Wouldn't ever do anything. Yep, never. But a person can't help what thoughts they have, right? Ha! I do love this thing. Ha! I honestly could have killed that woman. Oh, that's weird. Don't say that. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Huh. Have you thought about seeing a therapist? Maybe it would help if you talked with someone about these feelings. Someone professional. I'm not licensed or anything, but it seems like you might have a personality disorder. Might be worth looking into. Nah, I don't need to do that kind of stuff. But strangers are the best therapists. I feel a lot better after talking to you. Anyways, Where'd you say you were headed? Scarlet Hollow. Oh, the holler, huh? That's where what they call the hollows up there in the mountains, you know? I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine in the holler, you see? And there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. Never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks. But my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while. Now that I think about it, I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. Ha! Hope they didn't die! He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. I'll just take the peanuts. You take the peanuts. Thanks. You're welcome. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. I always remember liking and despising this man. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you could finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. My favorite place. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads, bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Cam. Yes, it's me, Camembert. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Want some peanuts? I got them from the bus. You hold out the dripping bag, offering it to your cousin. What? Put those away. Why would I want your wet peanuts? Unbelievable. Now, come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to the old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. I'll still be reading out stuff from my previous playthroughs. I think I kind of want to keep it at a storytelling narrative level so that if anyone just jumps into any run, I am reading everything and they don't feel like they're missing out on stuff. So that's just how it's going to be. Doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Blah, blah, blah. How are you holding up? Fine. That's good. Are you sure? You seem tense. You know, you can talk to me, right? Went through something similar when my own mom passed. Yeah, I'm keen. Are you sure? Blah, blah, blah. She tenses up even more at the mention of your mom before letting out a heavy sigh. Maybe it's a sore spot for her. You quickly apologize. I'm sorry. I know that's probably not what you're looking to hear right now. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, really. So, the funeral, it's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Have you worked out all the details yet? Taken care of. Don't need any help. Can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. Haha, yeah, Dead Moms Club. No, I'm gonna do that in another playthrough. It's gonna be great. Bad blood. Is there bad blood between us? You don't know me, and I don't know what my mom's problem was with this side of the family. Your cousin stares straight ahead, her expression icy. All right. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up to the steep mountain road. Definitely when I choose the hot trait, I'm going to be just a real brat, I think. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramp apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at its perched on the crumbling cliffside, can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. Ooh, it's so pretty in here. You're hit with a blast of pretty, dusty air as you step across the pretty threshold into the pretty foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear the doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. The architecture here is breathtaking. Chateau-esque style remnants of the Biltmore estate. Color me marginally impressed. I didn't have you pegged as cultured. Believe it or not, this estate actually predates the Biltmore by nearly 3 decades. It used to be the crown jewel of the region, but times change and the attentions of the masses are ever so fickle. Shall we begin the tour? Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Someone cleans this place? Why do you ask? Not up to your sparkling city standards out here in the country? We know how to put up with a little dirt and grime. I also love PB&J in this run. I love PB&J. How'd you know it was one of my favorites? I just love this smile. That smile can't be real. I didn't, but good for you. What if I want ice cream? I do like that facial expression. I don't see that one often. Then you can buy yourself some at the general store. If you touch my stash, I will know, and there will be consequences. Oh, that sounds like a luxury I cannot afford. Then you can't have ice cream. That's how it works. All right, what's next on the tour? Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Is that your cat? What's its name? Frou-Frou. Do not try to pet her. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Leave that cat be. You decide to follow Tabitha's advice. Shall we move on? The bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces. But for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It's a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Never mind. I don't need to go. You aren't desperate enough for this. You know, on second thought, I don't think I need to go. You might as well try, since we're here. Is there another bathroom I could use? There's my bathroom and my departed mother's, but this one is the guest bathroom, so you should get used to using it. No, I'm good. You leave the bathroom and rejoin your cousin and finish the tour. You still have to go, but it can wait until later. Maybe you'll sneak out to the garden. I was just thinking that. I'll just pee in the overgrown garden. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. Booksmart. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot. It has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. Kenai, what's with all the boxes? Old family stuff. Nice. Offer to help move them. Do you need help moving them? Tabitha eyes you up and down for a moment. No. Okay. This room is nice. Thank you. This is a nice room. Thank you. Good. You should be honored to stay in a historic landmark such as this. Every piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique, handed down through the family for generations. It is not an IKEA bedroom or whatever such nonsense you're used to in the city. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Shame. Don't expect to see much of me. Heard our bad blood. Well, you know what? I'm going to do Booksmart. There wouldn't happen to be a library in the estate, would there? I'm not sure what else I should do with my time. There is, but as I said earlier, most of the building is off limits. And the library is in the West Wing, which is extra off the limits. You're better off heading into town. I'm pretty sure there's a library there. Yeah, I'll do the Kenai one too. You know, we don't have to inherit our parents' bad blood. We can start fresh, now that it's just us. Okay. I'm sorry I've been testy since you've gotten here. You haven't done anything wrong. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door, and now it's just you and this sprawling, decrepit estate. I'm going to go straight to the Forbidden Wings. There's no stopping you from going to the Forbidden Wings of the estate. Except for the locks and chains sealing them shut. Let's settle into my room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. Stand at entrance to your room. Puts her clothes in the dresser. You open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It's quiet, but angry. It's true, I can offer my cool boiled peanuts. Oh, pardon me. You gently close the drawer, leaving the marsupial in peace. This drawer belongs to the opossum, and there's nothing you can do about it. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. A good place you'll find as you put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you've been better off keeping your clothes in a nice, clean bag, but there's no going back now. It's true. Let's look out the window. Great window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves, whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, do whatever you need to do to return to its former glory. Once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you'd definitely do that. Just not right now. So, playing as Cam, I'm probably going to be approaching this differently. As cheesy, I was introverted, mystical, and talked to animals, and I spent a lot of time not talking to people. As Bree, I was more physical and proactive, and I did a lot of things and spoke to more people. I was a lot more exploratory with this character. One that didn't fully invest in each person they were talking to, but wanted to get an all around impression of everybody. In this case, I'm going to start attaching myself. If my character is book smart and detail oriented, then I feel like he would focus on the details that are interesting to them, as well as ask questions that could be uncomfortable for other characters. I might start doing that with Tabitha and all that. But other than that, I think it'll be kind of fun. It'll be nice to make some different choices. And in the second run, I saw a lot more stuff that I didn't see in the first run. So I'm excited to see this here in this third one. Let's see. Chpt le closet. Yeah, always check the closet. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up there. Pick up the doll. I love this doll. Of course, you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. The foot reads, "Property of Alexandra." No need to carry this around with you. Oh, you close the closet behind you. Let's try to take a nap. You immediately collapse on the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough a small cloud of dust rising up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. That was awesome. I don't care about this pain. Goodbye. Doesn't seem like much else for you to do right now. I'm going for the PB&J. You haven't had anything to eat all day. So the only thing louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. I'm just going to do this quickly because there isn't anything too crazy besides the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." Yeah, I'm going to take the jelly. Very cool. Thanks, Tabby. The mayonnaise. Let's get the ice cream. Banana Choco Chunk. I'm going to put it back. You stare longingly at the pint of ice cream for a few moments before your self-restraint kicks in and you put it back where you found it. Tabitha already seems to not like you, and it's probably best not to fan the flames of her hatred. I'm going to look at the old takeout. It's disgusting. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words. A liquefied mess, wholly congealed in its styrofoam foam shell. Can't even tell what it used to be. This substance doesn't smell bad. It smells ancient. For God's sake, put it back. Your body reacts before you register what you're doing, compelled by deep primal disgust. I will eat that. I will eat that at some point. I'm going to be sad about it, but I will eat it. Whoa, she got so much ice cream. Maybe I just never really noticed that before. You can hopefully forget it exists and move on with your life. Yeah. Oh, wait. I did want to go check the mayonnaise. You know, it's probably shouldn't, but part of you has to know how old that mayonnaise is. That's my character. You pick up the jar. Its label flaking in your hand. It expired 10 years ago. This jar of mayonnaise is old enough to graduate the 5th grade. Best to put it back and forget you ever saw it. Yum yum in my tum, I guess. Pantry. She sure loves the mac and cheese. Look closer. You squint into the darkness of the pantry. Behind the molded bread, a single book lies forgotten, a thin layer of dust collected on its cover. You pick it up. Holy shit, Teddy's favorite. Serve on toast with plain crackers. Calf's brain aspic? What the F? What the hell, Teddy? You flip through a bookmarked page. Both calf's brain and aspic are unappetizing enough on their own. You can only imagine how vile the combination of the two would be. What kind of person would call this their favorite food? No wonder your mom ran far, far away from this place. You shut the book and put it back in its place. That was interesting. I never saw that before. I'm going to take the bread. Yum. I'm going to take the peanut butter. Yum. Examine the mac and cheese. You pick up the box of Tabitha's mac and cheese. You can't say you've ever seen the brand before. Kraft macaroni and cheese. Stuff it with a dead mouse on the shelf. That sounds so awful. Staying away from the mac and cheese was one of your cousin's hard rules, and she already seems to not like you. Put the box back where you found it, reluctant to make things worse than they already are. Oh, yeah. If you don't see me, like, doing really, like, there are interesting choices that I wish I could do, but I'm playing for keeps, and I'm not taking back what I choose. So I'm just going to live with the consequences. And therefore, like, you know, if I just end up dying, I guess Cam just dies. Then I don't continue them. So I think I'm I'm treating it like that with all the runs as a heads up if this is the first time you're joining me on this. But yeah, I'm just playing for keeps, and should be interesting as the episodes come out. Let's see. What else? I need a knife. Grab that butter knife. Grab that bowl. Moth trap. Do not touch. Reach for the bowl, but as you pull it out, a blend of vinegar and dead moths splash onto you, immediately staining your shirt. On the back of the bowl is a note that reads, "Moth trap, do not touch." Oops. Your shirt is now unpleasantly wet. You probably change into something clean before you leave the house. Damn, that's what I get. Examine the mug. Oh yeah, blown away at Blow a Rock. Shot glass. I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you heard from your mom, Pearl Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Maybe it belongs to Janie. You imagine she might need an alcoholic beverage to get through the cleaning this place, especially with Tabitha's sour face peering over her shoulder. Hey, you know, that's a fair point. It's time. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations, you can feed yourself. A job well done. I'm totally going to gather the ingredients next time and not make a PB&J. All that hassle. It took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Let's check out the garden. I want to piss in the garden. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. Might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Explore the garden. You wander further in the garden. It's quiet out here. No! I need to pee! I've been holding it in for hours! I gotta pee so bad! Guys! Frou-frou, help! She hisses. It's clearly Frou-frou's spot on the counter. Back away. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Keep exploring the kitchen. Might as well go to town. There's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. Before leaving the house, you rinse off and change into a clean shirt. You're not about to meet new people coated in vinegar and dead moths. Yeah, that sucks. If you'd had known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you'd probably just have asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. Yeah, but only if only you could wipe the slate between you two, between the two of you, clean and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Yeah. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Also, yeah. Continue down the path. It's really pretty out here. Yeah. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as the guy on the bus called it. It has probably seen better days. It has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder suddenly, feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Doggy? Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Oh. Oh. It's fine. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Huh. This time I'm going to be a bit funky with dogs. I don't actually do too well with dogs. Oh, don't worry about it. Maybe she can help change that, though. If you'd like, you can try petting her. It might make her seem less threatening. Nervously try to pet the dog. I'm nervous. Take a deep breath. You could do this. It's just a little dog, right? Look at fucking Gretchen. You reach out tentatively and pat Gretchen on the head. Her fur is surprisingly soft and warm, and touching her is not unpleasant not unpleasant sensory experience. She snuffles and wheezes in excitement, and you pull your hand back quickly before she can snap at you. Nice. Look at you two hitting it off. You'll overcome your fears yet. But where are my manners? Talking to you for this long without introducing myself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look tusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? I offer my boiled peanuts. You hold out the dripping bag of peanuts. It's polite to offer food in new social situations. Oh, that's really kind of you to offer, but I couldn't take your food. You should hang on to those just in case you get peckish. Oh, I'll hang on to them, all right. Anyways, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone, up in that big house. She's putting on a front. I don't think she's doing too well. She's been icy, sure, but it feels like she's putting it on as a front. She's always been a little rough around the edges. To be honest, it's always been hard to tell if that's just the way she is or if she's been putting on an act her whole life. To think she's been up in that old mansion all by herself. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody knows everyone else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer's Night's Dream. I was Puck, and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got an amazing biscuits. My treat. Biscuits? Your treat? Hell yeah. I think I'm just going to wander for a while. I think I'm going to wander for a while. Thanks for the offer, though. Wander for a while. Thanks for the offer, though. Okay, if you're sure. You're missing out, though. But I'm sure I'll be seeing you around. Don't be a stranger. The two continue on their way up the road, leaving you to your business. Fuck yeah. I'm going to the general store. Or the town hall. Oh, man, what do I do? What if I just go straight to the town hall? See what's up. Children? A man? Oh my god, this is new. What you find inside the elegant building is not a town hall, as was suggested by the letters carved in stone out front. Instead, you find something that looks more like a library. In fact, it is a library. The air is thick with the smell of old paper and the fresh coffee. A man busies himself sorting books on a mobile shelf, and a cat lounges on a book cart. There's a group of teens gathered on the stairs, not sitting in chairs despite the prevalence of empty seats, as is their custom. They glance up at you with slight annoyance, as is also their custom. keen eye, but your focus can't help being drawn to the massive mural on the far wall depicting a scene of a town fire and a man savagely tied to what looks like a metal beam. When I first played this game, I was like, what the heck is this? I know what it is now, but I just remember being like, it was a weird-ass town to have this as a huge mural on the wall. A railroad track. This is probably related to the etymology of the phrase being run out of town on a rail. Hi there, I'm Oscar. If you need any help, just let me know. The cat, too, meows at you seemingly in a seemingly warm greeting. Go talk to Oscar. Oscar, clearly a librarian here, smiles at you from behind the shelf of books. But as his eyes focus on your face, the smile fades, replaced with a look of dawning recognition. Yo, this cat knows me too. This is a new shot. I actually like this. Wait a minute. You must be... Never mind. Sorry. Who is it, Dad? Do you know him? No, Rosalina. Don't worry about it. Oh my god. Wait, I heard somebody at school talking about how the long-lost Scarlet heir was coming back to town this week. You know, for the funeral? That must be him. But, Becca, Miss Tabitha is the heir, right? Shut up, Alexis. I know what I heard. I think Alexis is right. I think Tabitha already owns the mines. Ugh, you're 13, Rosalina. Stop acting like you know things. Girls, please be nice to each other. Yes, this is Tabitha's cousin. And no, he isn't the true heir to the Scarlet fortune, or anything like that. He is just here to pay respects to Miss Perlan. So much for not making you feel like we know everything about you. I have to imagine that it's a bit uncomfortable, but welcome to Scarlet Hollow, Cam. Booksmart, this man is the town librarian. If you have any lingering questions about history, he's probably a good person to ask. Offer the room your boiled peanuts. Get ready. This library has 4 people in it that you haven't met before. That's 4 people you can win over with a gracious first impression. You extend your dripping bag of savory legumes in friendship. Anybody want some peanuts? Gross. No, those look like you got them from a gas station. Sorry, I'm good, but thanks for the offer. Oh, I didn't even get to correct you. I got it from a bus specifically, not a gas station. Come on, Becca. What's with that crazy mural on the wall? Oh, that? I always forget it's there. I imagine it must be kind of unsettling to folks who didn't grow up with it. Commemorates the events of the collapse of 1918, a local tragedy that devastated the town and nearly ended Scarlet Hollow. The man tied to the rail is Charles Shaw, a fellow who worked with your relative, Enoch Scarlet, who was supposed to be in charge of the safety of his workers. But instead, he cut corners to a point where the mine caved in on itself and killed a significant portion of the men and boys in town. You can see the fire still raging in the background as they run him out on a rail. I don't know if that's dramatization or not, but it's certainly a striking image, isn't it? Anyways, Enoch Scarlet pulled the town's spirit out of the wreckage and set it on the path to becoming what it is today. So we have a lot to thank your family for. Is living with your dad kind of like living with a teacher? Are you, like, always in school, basically? Yeah, it's fun, right? Seems fun to me. All my dad does is watch TV and drink beer. See, that's what dads are supposed to do. That's normal. That's not normal. You seem knowledgeable. Well, you know what? I'm going to pet the cat. You pet the cat. He purrs loudly, leaning fully into your knuckles as you scratch underneath his chin. He is way into this. So into this that he gives you an affectionate little bite, still purring like a motorboat, and then pulls your hand, and you pull your hand away slowly before he can decide you're a fun toy to try and disembowel. Yeah, I do like them. You seem knowledgeable. I had a few questions about the town. Every time I do Booksmart, I should just sound like this. Well, it is my job to help with those. Great. A history lesson. What's the point of being on fall break if school's gonna follow us wherever we go? Just don't listen. Don't do it. Or don't hang out here. I don't know what you're trying to do. How haunted is this town, would you say? Ooh. Okay, I'll start with, this town is named after the Scarlets. How big of a deal are they? I'd say they're definitely the most well-known family in town. The founders, the folks who started the mine, the folks who have kept it going all these years, there's a whole local history unit the kids are taught in school that talks all about the ways the Scarlet family has shaped the history of the Holler. And of course, there's the drama that they don't teach you about in schools that you learn from old ladies who like to talk. I think they latch on to it because it's fun to imagine all the unfolding in that big mansion, like a real Southern Gothic novel. You mentioned drama. Are there any scandals I should know about? I'd say there have been more tragedies than scandals. At least that's most of what I've heard. Lost generation gets brought up a lot. Your grandmother and her sister. I don't know if Vivian ever told you about them. Wait, I know about this. Miles Forsyth told me about it. He said Vivian and Pearl Ann's mom was like a teen mom, and she died in childbirth because there were twins, and she was just gushing blood after. Oh. What about the sister? She died before that, or went missing or something, but like probably died, and is definitely dead now since it's been like 1,000 years. The Scarlet family has seen a lot of death. The boys from the previous generation died in World War II, and there was even someone in the generation before that who died in the collapse of 1918. Like I said, a lot of tragedy. How haunted is this town, would you say? Haunted? Rosalina looks up at the two of you conspicuously. I suppose the old town collects their fair share of stories, and old buildings certainly carry a lot of history. It's hard to feel like you're ever alone in a place that's seen so many souls come and go. Tell me your honest opinion. Is the mine doing well? That seems like a question for your cousin. I don't think I'm really the best judge of that. Though, if you ask me, I think she should look into renewables. Get a few windmills going to try branch out into something a little less damaging to the earth and the people who live on it. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. So this is like a company town? Do most people work at the mine? I don't, and Kanika and Sybil at the general store don't, and the folks at the diner, and the gas station, and the town doctor. You know, jobs that exist just by virtue of this being a town. My dad works there. Yeah, basically everybody's dad works there. And my dad worked there too. I never said it wasn't the most prevalent job in town. It's just that there are other things Scarlet Hollow has to offer. As for it being in a company town, those are technically illegal, since you have to pay people in money these days. But your cousin does her own fair bit of the properties around here. She leases them to the workers for less than she would charge non-employees. So there's a bit of an incentive to take whatever deal comes with that, even if it takes a chunk out of the paycheck. You didn't hear me making any claims about it, though. Okay, I'll stop grilling you on history. Were you grilling me? I was enjoying getting to talk to someone who cares about history for once. But Dad, it's boring. Just because it's boring doesn't mean it isn't important, Rosa. Or interesting to other people. Let me see. Let's see. I met this Stella girl on the street. Do you know her? Stella? Of course. She comes in here all the time to work on her little videos. She always does the reading adventure too, which she really doesn't have to do. It's pretty kid-oriented, but I think it's her way of being supportive. That's that YouTuber, right? Yeah, I've seen some of her videos. They get views. It's kind of neat. Definitely. She did this one on, like, a river monster down the Catawba River, and she got some real footage. She totally found something. Got on the news. Oh, I remember that. It was totally a dog. Who cares? This quiz is way more interesting than any of those lame videos. What gem do you think a Japanese air dragon would like? I don't know, maybe Peridot? It's yellow. Wait, is Peridot yellow? Oh man, I don't remember. I like emeralds the best. Get your head in the game. We're not playing to see what the lamest dragon is. We're playing to win. I'm picking Lapis Lazuli. How's that winning? It has the prettiest name, and Japanese air dragons are the prettiest. Ugh, we got sea worm. Ew. We were clearly too distracted by all the talking over there. I thought libraries were supposed to be quiet places of study. Come on, let's go to your place, Alexis. I feel like a 5-year-old when I hang out in the library anyways. Yeah, we could totally watch a movie in your basement. Do you think your parents would mind? I can ask. They never mind. Come on, let's go. The teens start towards the door with Becca in the lead. Wait, Rosalina, when should I expect you back? We're doing a sleepover, right? I'll have to see. My mom was gonna make pot pies for dinner. That's okay. We can order pizza. Damn, she just owned it. Keep me posted. Teens, am I right? You say knowingly, despite your lack of children. Despite the complete lack of parenthood I've gone through. I'm sure I'll miss this when she's off at college. That's what I keep telling myself, at least. Anyway, I'd better go shelve these books before it gets too late. But feel free to stop by any time. You are lovely to chat with. I pet your cat. You make your way back to Main Street. Whoa, it's the general store! You wander into the quaint little general store. It's not as put together as some of the others you saw along your journey. It seemed to reflect the state of the town with its meager offerings of dented canned goods and neglected tourist trapped trinkets. It feels like an old place that is slowly limping its way to the modern age, lagging behind by just enough to be eternally unfashionable. Eternally unfashionable is intense. The rundown country ambiance clashes terribly with the goth woman behind the counter, who has been eyeing you with something between curiosity and dawning horror. Oh my god. She was clearly trying to say it quietly, but of course you heard her. You're the only 2 people here. Fare thee well, fair maiden. Well, bye. I do like that. Guess I'll talk to the clerk. Hi, are you looking for something in particular? You wordlessly hold out the soggy peanuts. They exude an oceanic smell. Are those boiled peanuts? She looks sad for me. Wait, I haven't seen these. Oh man, assorted minerals? Whoa. Now, you know what? They would have rocks here, wouldn't they? Whoa, bird stuff. I wonder who makes these. Prints by local artists. $15. That's cool. Look at this squirrel. I guess that's it. No, outside food or beverages, please, especially if they're nasty. You must be Cam, right? Nobody thought you were actually going to show up. It's like Bigfoot just walked in. I'm Kanika. I don't even know who Tabitha is. Yeah, you got me. Everyone in this town is so friendly. I just met this Stella girl on the street, and the librarian was super nice too. Oh, you've already met Stella and Oscar. Great. They're both much better at welcoming committees than I am. How do you get away with fashion like that in a rural southern town? What, like they're gonna try me for witchcraft? Sure, I get weird looks sometimes, and there are definitely some ladies in town who made it their job to save my soul. But there are way too many hippies in these hills for most people to be concerned about what I'm wearing. And my mom is Queen Hippie, so I'm probably the least witchy person I know. Everyone my mom talks to might as well be wearing a pointy hat and carrying a broom. That's exciting. What's to do there in this town? You have a lot of time to kill. If you're looking for something exciting, you definitely came to the wrong place. The only restaurant we have in town is the diner. The only real place to hang out is probably the library. There's a gas station, for what that's worth. And there's a bar, but it's not exactly a place you'd want to go. It's a dive, and it's always full of minors. Pretty sure someone at the diner's throwing a party this weekend, in case you want to go to a weird house party with a bunch of strangers the day before a funeral. If I were you, I would just wait out the week, read read a book, and hope the days pass quickly. Then go back to your life and forget you were ever here. Yeah. Doesn't sound like you're very fond of this place. No, I'm not. I've spent enough time here for one lifetime. But getting out is always easier than said than done. So, you know Stella? Oh yeah, I know Stella. We're the same age, which is a pretty big deal when you live in a town this size. We went to school together from K through 12. Wait, what? From K through kindergarten through 12. Yeah. Tabitha was there too, a year ahead of us. Not that a year gives you any distance in the school that small. Anyway, Stella's probably the coolest person in town. She's a YouTuber, and she's getting pretty big too. You might have seen some of her videos if you're into creepy stuff. It's mostly her running around the woods looking for fake animals. Which she doesn't find, but it's got great found footage appeal to it. Even though I don't believe in that stuff, every episode she gets me wondering if this is the one where she finds something weird out there. Should probably buy something while I'm here. Oh, sure. Ice cream. Quickly head to the fridge, grabbing the nearest frostbitten pint of ice cream before making your way to the register. We're unfortunately out of Hillbrook Creamery, in case brand loyalty runs in the family. I was hoping you'd butter up with a new pint. Is this the wrong one? I'm afraid so. We don't carry that weird stuff she eats anymore. Not since she stopped coming around to buy it. And we finally managed to sell off the last of it a couple of years ago. Thank God. Now, before I forget, how much do I owe you? $5. You hand Kanika 5 as custom. The ice cream is now yours. I own ice cream! So what do you think of Tabitha? That depends. Are you guys friends? Not yet, but by the end of the week, definitely. I guess I'll just say we're family. It's a fact. We're family, so not friends then. Maybe she'll go easy on you, who knows. She could be totally different around family for all I know. Though judging by what she and Perlan used to say about you, I have my doubts. Good luck with her this week, I mean it. My aunt used to talk about me. What'd she say? If you really want to know, that you and your mom were stuck-up city people who thought you were better than the town. That your mom was for having you out of wedlock. She had me out of wedlock. And that's good, your mom. It's good that your mom left because she was going to drink away the family fortune. She would just say anything. I never believed a word of it because I heard what she always said about my family, too. And I knew nothing that came out of her mouth was worth anyone's time. I think most people in town knew that. However, Tabitha is not most people. I'm sure she believed it all. I don't envy you having to spend the whole week with someone who thinks so poorly of you. She's just generally difficult to be around anyway. She's not the most... Well, you know what? She is... I don't know. I don't know if she's the most normal. I feel like Oscar is a very normal person. So I'm not going to say that. I'm a factual person. Fare thee well, fair maiden. What did you say? Is that how they talk in Fromageville these days? Yes, it is. Fare thee well yourself. Have a good one, Cam. Yeah, she's impressed. I've got vocabulary. You find yourself back on the empty street. Looks like the sun's starting to set. Maybe you'll see if a sleepy southern town like Scarlet Hollow has a vibrant nightlife another day. But for now, you feel ready to head back to the estate. I'm going back home. You return to the dirt road, beginning the trek back up to the estate. Tip, you can hit the H button. Amazing. As the sun sinks deeper into the horizon, the sky flooded with orange and pink hues, the shadows around you darkening and stretching out over the path. The mountains seem to make night come quickly here, their rounded hills blotting out the dying sun prematurely, casting the valley of Scarlet Hollow in an eerie autumn twilight. You've had a long day, between traveling and meeting all these strangers. The dusty bed that awaits you back at the estate is starting to sound. You pause mid-thought. Something is standing in the tree line, watching you, trying to be very still. Where are you? Okay. It's a cat. And a very big one. A mountain lion, actually. A mountain lion that can run up to 43 miles per hour. Nearly twice as fast. You know what? I'm book smart. A mountain lion can run up to 43 miles per hour. Nearly twice as fast as the fastest known human athlete. Am I gonna die if I just stare at it? Will I just die? Should I quit if I die doing this? All right, let's go. Let's go. Hey there, buddy. Wait, was it looking at me? Let's see. Something is standing chilling, watching you. Oh. Continue towards the estate, maintaining eye contact. This feels like the wrong move. I want to go back to the estate, though. I'm book smart. Wait. But if I'm book smart, I should know what to do. What am I supposed to do with the mountain lion? Fine. I'm going to start... continue towards the estate. I'm heading towards the estate. I don't want to turn around. You continue down the path towards the estate, turning as you go to maintain eye contact with the creature. Neither you nor it blink. The foliage in the tree line snaps and crunches as you walk, matching your pace. It would seem that the creature you've encountered is intent on stalking you. Oh. Then it emerges. It really is a mountain lion, and there's something horribly wrong with it. It takes yet another step towards you, drool leaking from its slack mouth. Aren't you a pretty kitty? Woo! Oh my god, this doesn't feel good. Can I look for something? I feel like it's gonna attack me. Look for something to defend yourself with. Whoa, your eyes scan the side of the mountain road, settling on a large stick, but before you can move it, the creature dashes forward with surprising speed, ears back, claws glinting. There's a heavy thump as it connects. You find yourself tumbling forward, pitching side of the road, rolling downhill. It's disorienting. You find it almost impossible to stop yourself. The incline too steep, every attempt ending more scratches and bumps from the rough terrain of mountainside. Ow! You finally land with a breath-stealing thump on a small copse of trees, battered and bruised, bleeding from a thorny shrubbery, but not dead. It doesn't bother trying to hide now, leaping down into the clearing with killing intent. Its wide yellow eyes ready to finish what it started, and then... The evening air is pierced with the sound of gunshot. The mountain lion is gone in a flash, leaving a thin trail of blood behind it as it disappears into the dark woods beyond the path. As you gain your bearings, you realize that your ice cream is gone. You must have lost it in your fall. Damn, my ice cream! Damn, nearly had the thing. And I nearly had you too. Who the hell are you, and what are you doing out here? Looking to get shot? Don't worry, old man. Here's my boiled peanuts. You hold out the slippery bag in front of the old man as thanks for saving your life. It's grown quite fragrant since you first put it in your rucksack, like the scent of old beer. But you're pretty sure that's what it's supposed to smell like. Boiled peanuts from your backpack? No, I'm all set, thank you. Looks you up and down with his good eye. Ain't you that Scarlet kid everyone's been saying wasn't gonna show? I apologize for my brusqueness, and I'm sorry for you and Miss Tabitha's loss. You can call me Duke. No need to thank me for saving your life. Duke seems to think for a moment, glancing up at the darkening sky. You better not keep walking around on your own out here, not with that thing on the prowl. I'd hate to think that anything might happen to you without me around to save your skin. Tell you what, tag along with me while I finish, and we'll finish what we started, and I'll sure to get you home safe. I'd wager Miss Tabitha would appreciate somebody looking out for you. There's something wrong with that mountain lion. It's probably got the cancer. Had all them lumps. Doesn't mean it's any less dangerous. If I had to guess, I'd say it's more deadly than ever now that it sees death coming for it. As you well know, when's the last time you heard of a mountain lion attacking anybody, especially on the side of the continent? You're one of the lucky few, so don't ruin it by going off and dying alone in the woods after God did you a favor. Duke's great. I don't know you. Leave me alone. I mean, you saved my life. I appreciate you looking out for me, too. Thanks. Oh, don't mention it. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing I'd let somebody go off on their own in the dark with something like that prowling around after them. Stick with me, and we'll make sure it doesn't get the chance to take a chunk out of anybody. I don't like the thought of a man-eater like that around my town. You and Duke make your way into the dark woods, following the trail of blood the mountain lion left behind. Before long, the sun is completely set, and the two of you find yourselves near total darkness. Though Duke has a flashlight, he uses it sparingly, letting you both adjust to the starlight instead. Every sound feels deafening as the two of you pick your way through the underbrush. Every snapping twig could be deadly paws of the thing that hunted you. Every rustling leaf, the herald of a vicious attack, though you know deep down it's probably nothing but squirrels and shrews, until you hear the unmistakable sound of something large shifting among the fallen trees. Gotcha! Old man quietly steps forward, gun held at the ready. What the hell? Duke, you scared me. What are you doing out here so late? Stella, I'd ask you the same. But I'm sure I know what has you slinking around after dark. Do you know how close I just came to putting a hole in you? But you didn't. No harm, no foul. Hey, Cam. Weird to see you out here so late. Does Tabitha know you're with Duke? Gretchen's little nose seemed to pick up something she doesn't like. She thrashes in Stella's arms, whining threateningly. Whoa, calm down, girl. You know Cam. I swear, it gets so hard to hold onto her when she gets like this. Sometimes it feels like she's only geriatric when she wants to be. It's all right, little lady. Little lady, you're safe as long as you got your mama looking after you. Unlike you, Stella, if you decide to keep doing whatever it is you're doing out here, I think you'll find these woods ain't agreeable tonight. Cam here had a run-in you wouldn't believe. So just go on home and save all this for another night. Wait, a run-in? What kind of run-in? Was it supernatural? Like I said, you won't believe it. Now put that dang camera away. I was attacked by a mountain lion. A mountain lion? Are you sure? For the love of... Don't get started, Stella. We were both there. We saw the damn thing. It was a mountain lion, plain and simple. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just that I did that whole video on them and found absolutely no evidence that they exist out here. Eastern mountain lions are extinct. There hasn't been a sighting in decades. There hasn't been a sighting in decades until now. Your friend here damn near got eaten by one. So if you don't want your last video to be found 20 years from now next to a pile of your bones in the den of some long dead creature, you best get out of these woods. That would be so cool. No, it would not. Your mama and daddy are spinning in their graves here and talk like that. If they ain't around to stop you, then I'll take on that responsibility. Go on, get. The old man shoos her away. Fine, fine, I'll go. What should I do? Bye, Stella. See you later. Totally. Let me know if you guys see anything cool. See ya. And with that, she started back down the path, leaving you and Duke alone in the dark. Stella ain't usually one to back down so easily. I have a sneaking suspicion that she has no intention of going home just yet. Damn, we've been stopped too long. Now the old hip is starting to voice its complaints. There's an overlook just up this way. Let's sit a spell. I brought a few victuals along, if you're peckish. Hey, I never spent time with Duke like this. This is awesome. You find your way along the narrow path and emerge on a rocky outcropping overlooking the dark forest. The sky above is smeared with stars, more than you have ever seen before. Duke interrupts the serenity of the scene with his old man grunts, folding his creaky joints as he settles on a nearby log. He starts rustling through the small pack you hadn't noticed. He was carrying, pulling out some beef jerky and a couple of beers. At least it's a nice night, even if the circumstances leave something to be desired. Help yourself to jerky. And as for the beer, I was planning on having both cans myself, but I suppose I can be convinced to spare one. Can't blame Stella's disbelief. Mountain lions were supposed to be extinct in the Appalachians. That's what they all tell me, but you saw it, and I saw it. Soon enough, it'll be shot, and everybody else will see it too. Then they'll stop saying how I'm telling stories, or I don't know what a damn mountain lion looks like. I'll have some of that jerky. Damn straight you will. Take a laborious bite of the jerky. Straining your jaws, it fights back, but you manage to tear off a leathery piece. It's not especially flavorful, but it was very satisfying, like how you imagine old-timey war rations might taste. I'm gonna take a beer. Take one of Duke's cold ones. It's more like somewhat cool one after so many hours outside, but you crack it open nonetheless and offer him a gesture of cheers. Take a sip. It's cheap beer, but it's refreshing. It's watery, earthy taste mingling with this crisp mountain air, putting you somewhat more at ease. Duke seems slightly more at ease now, too, seemingly happy to not be drinking alone. For a moment, you think you catch something in the tree line from out in the corner of your eye, but before you can see anything, it's gone. Holy shit. This is a lot of explore. It's just me, does it feel like we're being watched right now? That's just nature. You'll get used to it. I'm not going to ask about drinking. Seems like you and Stella go way back. What do you think of her? What do I think? I think she's a nice young lady, and she's been through a lot in her short time on this earth. He lets out a conspicuous silence fall between the two of you. You can tell me more. I won't tattle. I wouldn't usually be the one to talk ill of anyone behind their backs, but I've said this to her face. I might as well let it be known. She's on thin ice with me. She heard I was talking about the mountain lion that's been after my chicken, so she did a whole video about him, asked me all sorts of questions about what I'd seen, only to turn around and slander my name. She made me look like some kind of crackpot in that video of hers. I may as well have been talking about Bigfoot. I read all of them comments too. They had plenty to say about that crazy old man and his made-up stories. But lo and behold, now you've seen it too. And she's turned around and did the exact same to you as she did to me. At least you didn't you ain't plastered across the whole internet. I'm sorry she did that to you. She seems so nice, and I like her dog. That Gretchen is a sweetheart. Not a very useful thing, but I suppose not all God's creatures need to have a purpose beyond being loved. And Stella's a sweetheart most of the time too, just not when it comes to cats of large variety. That thing about her parents rolling in their graves, are they both dead? Yes, they are. God rest their souls. Car accident a while back. Poor thing was there through it all. All three of them left town together, and she was the only one who came back. She's taken it well, all things considered, besides a few quirks she picked up. I heard she needs convincing when you need to get her in a car. Can't be pleasant for her to live like that, but to each their own. I'm moving on. Kind of feel like I've been kidnapped. No, that's not how I feel. About what you said earlier, why did everyone think I wasn't going to come for the funeral? Yeah, why didn't people think I was coming? That'd be Miss Pearl Ann's doing. She was never very kind when talking about your side of the family. Bless her heart, and God rest her soul, of course. But she told everybody your side of the family had sworn off Scarlet Hollow, and everyone who lived there. He lived here, so nobody around these parts thought we'd be seeing much of you. So, Duke, tell me about yourself. You want to know about me? Can't say I know what there is to tell. Got a beautiful wife, Irma, who I love to hell and back. and we got our boy Bo and our little farm. And our closest neighbor is that bastard Julius Tremaine, but that's neither here nor there. Tell me, what's the biggest pumpkin you've ever seen? I've seen one about the size of a large pumpkin. Then you ain't seen nothing. Feast your eyes on this beautiful lady. Duke pulls out his wallet, flipping it open to a photograph of a very, very large pumpkin. Big Betty, my biggest yet. Bet you didn't know pumpkins can even get so big. I love that he's got this giant pumpkin in his wallet. He's like, I'm proud of this one. Is that Bo? Bo's cute. Me and Bo are taking her down to the fair this week, aiming to take home the blue ribbon. That's so fun. Oh, I like how proud he is. This is a great scene. I'm so sad in the other playthroughs that I didn't see it. I mean, you end up spending time with Stella instead, but, you know, this is great. How the hell are you getting that thing to the fair? We got ourselves a hay lifter, and of course, Bo's a big help. That boy's built like a bull. We tend to put him on the other end of the lift as a counterweight. That ain't to say it's easy. We've lost one or two over the years from mishandling. Not showstoppers like Betty, of course, but it still stung. Even now, we got the hang of things. It's gonna give me a heart attack to see her lifted up and not know whether something might go wrong. What a pumpkin. She's gorgeous. She really is. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a glimpse of her when she's on her way out of town. She really is something you need to see with your own eyes. Pictures don't do her justice. What do you think of Tabitha? You can be honest. You say that as if I would have a bad word to say about her. I think she knows the value of hard work. And I think she and your whole family have been the lifeblood of this town for longer than I've been alive. And they're the whole reason any new jobs come out this way that ain't just some tourist bullcrap. We have the Scarlets to thank, and this place ain't just a glorified theme park like some other towns I could name. I don't want to be a local flavor character selling my products at some cutesy farm stand to folks up in the city, from the city, who think they want homegrown goods but get nervous if they see a brown spot. So I'm grateful to Miss Tabitha, and I hear no will hear no slander to her good name. Hey, that's cool that he's, you know, that's cool. I like that a lot. You're from here. What do you really think of Scarlet Hollow? What do I think? You might as well be asking me what I think of the air I breathe or the dirt I'm standing on. How am I supposed to know? I'm in it. I should be the one asking you. What do you think of the town? Yo, he's really wise. We don't get that much of him when we don't do this. That's very cool. One of the first things that happened to me was being attacked by a mountain lion. It's kind of beautiful in its horrible way, like in that abandoned, like desolate way. I think it's beautiful. Damn right. That was the correct answer. Hell yeah. Me and Duke are best friends now. You feel like so much more the kind of person I expected to find out here. Like you really belong. You calling me a stereotype? I'm just joking. I know I picked up some habits from that folk around here tend to pass around. At least I ain't on the meth. That's the next generation's troubles. I just chew my tobacco and drink my beer and leave it at that. Yeah. Don't be on the meth, Duke. I will say, though, things aren't like they used to be around here. Kids grow up online and lose their accents because they want to sound like somebody else. They move away and come back with a big head on their shoulders, talking down to their elders just because they went off and got themselves some expensive degree. At least my beau is a solid mountain boy. He'll be sitting on the porch with a beer watching the sun go down over the hills every night, same as every Callaway that came before him. He knows there's no shame in the country life. I like that. There isn't any shame in the country life. You know what? I'm gonna enjoy the beer. For the first time in this run, I think my character is really enjoying what the silence is giving. You chose to let a comfortable silence fall between you, gazing up at the glistening sky and enjoying the night as you slowly sip your beer. It's like nothing you've ever seen, the kind of sight that makes you realize why so many generations that came before you wrote mythologies to describe their patterns. There is so much beauty here, despite the fear that still hangs heavy in the air, knowing what might lurk beyond the tree line. But the tranquility doesn't last long. The harsh sound of vibrating cell phone pierces the night air. You're getting a call. It's your cousin. Pick up the phone. Cam, where did you go? Are you dead? I almost got eaten by a mountain lion. I'm wandering around the woods with some old guy with a shotgun. You what? No wonder why you sound like you're inside a blender. Your reception must be terrible out there. If that's Miss Tabitha, you should tell her you're with old Duke. She'll know me. Clearly, I don't need to explain that being in the woods, especially at night, is a bad thing. Get the old guy to take you back to town now. And tell her how I saved your life too, so she knows you're in good hands. There's a sound nearby, a scuffling, and then... What in the... Okay. It seems like something really cool's about to happen. Talk later. Everything's fine. Sorry I won't be able to hang up, but I'll promise to be around tomorrow. Sorry, I didn't really mean to get into trouble. Look, as long as you don't die, I'm sure I can forgive you. The rustling grows louder. That must be my birdie. She's still alive. The call ends abruptly, the bad reception finally giving out. The old man takes a step towards the tree line. Ugh. Is that Stella? This is a great shot. Yo, I love the fact that I'm always discovering something new in this game. It is really cool to be going into this blind and having multiple runs that still surprise me. Get your thieving little hands off her. Duke charges forward, flashlight in hand, crashing through the brush. Damn, that thing is fast. Which way did it go? There's an odd sound nearby, though it isn't the sound of whatever you two were chasing. I guess that wasn't Stella, it was the creatures. It's a human voice, and one you recognize immediately. It would appear that Stella didn't leave the woods after all. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but... Duke stops mid-stride to listen, his hearing evidently not quite as sharp as yours. Damn it, I know that voice. Ooh, she looks concerned. These are like really nice angles. There appears to be some kind of growth. I've never seen anything like it. Jeez, I hope they don't get demonetized for this. Stella, I swear to God, didn't I tell you to go on home? Two of you emerge into the clearing, revealing what Stella had been filming so intently. It's Birdie, her little chicken body panting desperate breaths as she lies in a crumpled heap at Stella's feet. Birdie, oh no. What's happened to you, sweetheart? Duke, I just found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. Shouldn't you be a normal YouTuber? Oof, I'm sorry, Duke. I'm sorry, too. I know how much you love your chickens. If you really give two shits, you'll delete that footage. Nobody needs to see her like this. There's something really wrong with all the animals we've seen tonight. No goddamn shit. It's like some kind of plague. Better not be contagious. Have you seen anything weird out here tonight, Stella? I sure did. There was this deer that looked an awful lot like Birdie does now, with a big lump. I thought it was cancer, but now I'm not so sure. I got some great footage. You'll see it once I have a chance to edit the video. I didn't get a good look, but there was something off about that mountain lion earlier, too. Hmm. Did you see the thing that got a hold of her? I sure did. Got it on camera, too. I don't know what it is yet. A gnome or something? You know there ain't no such thing. Examine the chicken. Ah, yes. Examine the growth first. Ugh. Good God. First you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched out taut. The growth pulsing beneath. She could still get better. Maybe she just needs that thing to pop, and she'll be right as rain in a couple of days. Happened to me once, and there's not so much as a scar these days. I don't know. It kind of looks like there's something in there. Book smart and keen eye. Woo, combo. If you didn't know better, you'd say this could be some sort of parasitic growth, like a wasp laying eggs inside a caterpillar. Looking more closely, you think you can see something squirming inside. Ugh. Examine the head. Poor little chicken's eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Examine the wing. The wing is barely attached, but seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. Whatever got a hold of her busted her wing up too, little bastard. Yeah, what a bastard. Having investigated to your heart's content, you step back and give the bird space. Do you think she's become an egg? Like one of those things is gonna pop out of her? No, I refuse to entertain that notion. She ain't some kind of incubator. She just needs that thing drained. Maybe some antibiotics, that's all. Damn. What are we supposed to do now? We're taking my bird and we're getting the hell out of here. As Duke and Stella take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you, gently at first, barely a whisper. But then a guttural moan, and then another, and another, until suddenly you find yourself surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. Yeah, it's going good. Hey, do you guys hear that? Haha, yes. Yes, I hear that. She starts filming again. Come on, Birdie, let's get you home. Oh, Duke scoops up the injured Birdie. The voices in the trees intensify. It's like you're all suddenly surrounded. The strange sounds coming closer, growing bolder. What in the hell is that? Don't you step another foot closer, or I'll shoot. Don't think I won't. The man hesitates, and the thing steps forward, fixing what seems to be its eyes on Birdie, tucked under Duke's arm. Gretchen starts making ungodly noises, screaming and howling along with the din around you. You and Stella just turn in time to see another of the creatures slithering out from the bush. Gretchen's whines and barks reaching a fevered pitch as another creature's malformed hands grasp at her. Oh my God! What's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A patter of unnatural feet and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way, as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence, as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Shit! Get your grubby little hands off my bird! Well, I'm gonna help Duke. He saved my life. You rush forward, shoving the awful thing away from Duke and Birdie. Your hand collides with the smooth, doughy, unstructured flesh. Feels like you just shoved a loose bag of organs. Oh shit. I forgot about that. It barely staggers back, the shove having done little more than shift the thing's attention to you. It rears its head back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. And now it lies in a heap on the ground, malformed insides oozing out onto the dead leaves. Got him, damn thing. Gretchen! You both turn in time to see Gretchen disappear in underbrush. Her yelps grow distant as she's dragged away. Stella wastes no time in diving after her, rushing headlong into dark woods. Damn it, Stella, come on, we can't lose her. The two of you chase after her, following Stella in her pursuit of the thing that stole her dog. Good God, there's tons of the damn thing. There's tons of the damn things. You and Duke push to keep pace with Stella's desperate footfalls, doing your best to ignore the sudden abundance of pale faces leering at you from the trees. What in the hell are they? Where are they coming from? Oh, shit. His question seemingly answered when you bust through the trees into the clearing. Stella, too, stopped by the site and smelled what had been arranged here. She stands with you at its edge, overlooking the bizarre pattern of animal corpses and their rot flavoring the air. Gretchen is among them, the newest addition to the ring, lying paralyzed and whimpering under one of the creatures. Its pale, doughy form is crouched protectively over its catch. It has already started its work. Gretchen! She tries to step forward, but Duke holds her back. That's the mountain lion from before, isn't it? Oh, that's the mountain lion from before, isn't it? Jesus Christ, Cam. Can we not talk about the mountain lions right now? There's a time and place, son, but this ain't either of them. Dude, give me your gun. We can't... No, she'll be okay, right? She'll be fine. We just have to grab her. She'll just like Birdie soon, won't she? Uh-oh. Figures appear at the edge of the clearing. They are surrounding you. We'd better get a move on, one way or another. Standing around ain't doing us any favors. Duke, hand me your shotgun. Shit. Duke cautiously aims the gun to hands the gun to Stella. Levels at her dog. She's not gonna let to get like that. I won't let it happen. Say nothing. You say nothing as Stella fingers wraps around the trigger. Stand firm. Ugh. Shot rings out over the clearing. The creature scatters and noise. Three of you run, driven by feeling. Voices murmur in the trees around you. My truck's parked out on the trail. Let's get the hell out of here. Poor Stella. Duke leads the charge back through the woods. Though the creatures clearly aren't done with you. They fill the woods around the path, leaning out with grasping hands, their stares fixed on Birdie. They want Birdie, Duke. They can want what they want. It don't mean they're getting it. You make it to the road, but the three of the creatures stand between you and Duke's truck. They're protecting their nest. You have to give them Birdie. Whoa, I don't think I've ever heard that whisper before. Cam's right, Duke. Is this what you want? This is what you want, you son of a bitches? Fine, take her and leave us be. Duke. Now, Stella, I know you got trouble with vehicles, but I won't hear any nonsense about you walking back to town, you hear? Get in the truck. You sense the slightest bit of hesitation as Stella pauses on the path next to you. Okay. I'm sad for Duke and for Stella. You squeeze into Duke's tiny two-seater truck, tucking your legs on either side of the gear shift. Stella is quiet and stiff next to you, her shoulders rigid as she squeezes into the tiny cab. So I guess it wasn't a mountain lion getting your chickens. I'm so sorry about Gretchen. She doesn't respond. Give her space to grieve, Cam. There'll be plenty of time for talking when that's what she wants to do. Duke. Oh. No, why so glum? That's so mean. Place a comforting hand on her shoulder. She jumps slightly to touch, but remains focused on the wilderness. I'm gonna just remain silent. I'm fucked up. I just watched animals die. You let the silence continue, staring out at the road ahead. Every now and then you spot what looks like a pale anguished faces peeking out from between the trees before vanishing back into the underbrush. Soon the rumble of gravel between the tires give away uneven pavement, and the truck comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. Here we are, Stella. Safe and sound. You gonna be all right tonight? Yeah, of course, I'm fine. Too wound up for sleep, though. I don't know about you two, but I need answers. It's a long shot. My friend's mom is a weird hippie lady. She knows all about the local wildlife and local myths and legends. Maybe she would have some idea what those things were. I say we go over and show her what we have. You guys with me? Hell no, I'm a God-fearing man. I don't go to that witch woman for nothing. Besides, my bed is crying out to me. I need sleep before I give anything that happened tonight another thought. The only reason I'm still here is to deliver Cam to Miss Tabitha as requested. She said she'd be around here somewhere. Where have you been? Tabby, hey! Stella, I'm trying to talk to my cousin. I called you over an hour ago. How did you manage to get that lost? I'm afraid it's my fault, ma'am. The woods were not safe as they usually are, and we got ourselves turned around out there. But there's no need to fear. I made sure your cousin was in one piece every step of the way, despite the best efforts of the local wildlife. Cam, has this man been harassing you? No way, this dude saved my life. No way, this dude saved my life. Stella, is that true? I wasn't there for that part, but I believe it. Duke is that kind of guy. Okay, but don't think surviving whatever happened out there means you can make this a nightly event. Your cousin sighs heavily. I thought I could leave you alone for 2 seconds, but since you're supposedly an adult, but clearly you need more supervision than that. That's not my fault. I got attacked by a mountain lion. You know, Tabby, I was just suggesting we head over to Kanika's mom and ask her what she thinks we saw in the woods tonight. You should come too. Sybil, absolutely not. It's late. I'm taking Cam home. Good night, Stella. And Farmer. The name's Duke, ma'am. Wait, Stella, where's your dog? Oh, she's no longer with us, Miss Tabitha. Uh-oh. She was pretty old, though, right? You knew it was coming sooner or later? Yeah. I hope to never see either of you again. This night was awful. Tabitha, we really need to tell you what happened tonight. You wouldn't believe what we saw. The woods were full of those weird lumpy things and were kind of like gnomes, but gnomes? You're right. I wouldn't believe it. So go ahead and skip to the part at the end where I say it was probably nothing and you're all overreacting. If you pardon the correction, ma'am, these kids are telling the honest truth. There was some strange things out there I ain't never seen there like before. Okay, if these gnome things have you all so freaked out, don't go in the woods. Very easy. All right. Tabitha, you need to take this seriously. There's something weird in those woods. Yeah, it's called wildlife. Those things were not normal wildlife. Trust me. She's serious this time, ma'am. I've seen them too. Even if there are things out there, it doesn't sound like it's my problem, and it's not your problem either, Cam. Now come on, I'm tired and so are you. Bedtime. Pleasure to see you as always, Miss Tabitha. I'm sorry for your loss. Tabitha doesn't respond as she escorts you towards her old BMW. Stella and Duke's voices fade as you walk down the dark street with your cousin. Thankfully, there are no odd owl-like voices echoing out of the woods either. The night fills with the comforting songs of crickets. You and Tabitha step into the car. Oh shit. It feels like a lifetime since you've been in this seat, but the truth is it's been a fewer than 12 hours. The smell inside is oddly comforting, like there's some bone-deep recognition that she smells like family. Your cousin reaches for the headlights. Cam. Keen-eye, you can ever so faintly make out the name tag on his jacket. Wayne. Welcome home. The figure steps out of the light, disappearing back into the darkness of the woods. His jacket said Wayne. Yeah? Well, you saw him for 2 seconds. Maybe you misread it. It doesn't matter. Let's not freak out over nothing. She turns on the engine. Her keys rattle, betraying the fresh tremor in her hands. She's just as nervous as you. You both ride in silence back up to the estate. This was a far more terrifying day than any of the other days I did. The stars vaguely illuminate its hulking shape perched on the cliffside. Despite the warm porch light, it feels even more abandoned than it did during the day, its windows dark and lifeless. Well, see you in the morning. Duke didn't want to talk to that Sybil lady either. Is there something weird about her? She's a hippie, that's all. He's being sensible. You never know what's going to come out of her mouth. I'm sure she was going to take you all dead seriously and say she knew exactly what you saw out there, and it's some mythical creature just like Stella hoped, and give you tea about it. Waste of time. Tabitha, why won't you just believe me that something weird is going on around here? Why would I believe you? I wouldn't believe a kid if they told me there was a monster in their closet. Same thing. It's not like you need to worry about it anyway. When the week is over, you won't have to concern yourself with whether or not there's something in the woods. You could take me to work. Hey. Well, sleep tight. I love you. You sure you don't want to stay up with me for a little bit? We could talk. Done enough talking. Good night. Tabitha doesn't so much wave goodbye as she's heading up the stairs. That's my cousin, all right. You follow suit, climbing up the creaky stairs to your own waiting bed with its ancient dusty sheets. That was great. I'm glad any of that happened. From this relative safety of this uncomfortable bed to the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments, for now, you're safe. And you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters that make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in a normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Hey, third run of episode 1 done. Honestly, this probably was my favorite day 1 experience. I got way more out of it than I expected, and it made me really happy to kind of get this new branching path with Duke. Because I guess usually most players would accept like Biscuit and meet, the people in the diner and stuff like that, but it was cool that I had the option to not do that and go see Oscar and see Duke earlier by getting attacked by a mountain lion. Also, I've never seen the mountain lion before, so it's crazy. It's funny to think about it and be like, whoa, Duke was not losing it. Oh, crying boy. The blood on the carpet. It's opening. Is that an alpaca? Yes. Or no? Who knows? Oh. That's exactly where Wayne lives. He has the same eyes. Pumpkin, it's so big. Mine's so big. You think the pumpkin's gonna be evil? Whoa. Wait, is that my home or is it the doctor's home? It's... Oh, what is that? What was that in the corner? Oh. Oh yeah, the destruction over there with the West Wing. Wait. No, wait, that's something else. That's not the West Wing at all. Or maybe it is. But hey. Feels good to be back, despite everything being terrible. This is the end of Chapter 1. Episode 2 awaits. If you'd like to continue with this world state in Episode 2, please save your game now. All right. Well, that was episode 1. I guess you'll be hanging with Camembert a little longer later this month, and when episode 5 comes out, I think I'll start with Cam and work my way backwards to Bree and then to Cheesy. That should be fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing what more like different branching paths this game has to offer. Always constantly pleasantly surprised by this this game. Basically, the writing is excellent, and it really does feel like my choices matter. Anyways, I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next, the next episode when you've eventually come back to Scarlet Hollow.